Hey everyone, it's Dylan Dworsky, the Hockey Realtor, and I'm the owner of Newark Homes and Living on Facebook. And you can find me at Dylan Dworsky on Instagram. Today's video is about 10 common mistakes that home buyers make. And I wrote, actually typed up I typed up 10 mistakes that common mistakes that buyers make. So let me get started in that so I don't make it a long video. The first one I came up with was number one is interviewing only one lender and real estate agent. I truly think that you should definitely shop around because maybe you get along with one agent better than you get along with another. Or maybe one mortgage lender works better with you than another. So that's very important. Number two is looking for a home before consulting a mortgage lender. I always tell people, when buyers come to me, I always ask them, are you pre-approved for a mortgage? Because how do we know how much a house is going to cost or how much house you can afford if we don't know how much your mortgage is? So the first step in the home buying process is always going to a mortgage lender first to get pre-approved for a mortgage. Number three is buying more house than you can afford or maintain. We see this all the time. Buyers always want to think that if they spend so much more money that they're going to be able to afford a house that's just a little bit above their pay range. So it's important to know that you can not only buy the house but also maintain it. Number four is mismanaging your finances and or credit before closing. So a mortgage lender is going to tell you this. If your credit score is at least at the minimum of them being able to give you a mortgage, then they will always tell you to not make any big expensive purchases that gives you more debt, because they always look at the debt to income ratio before they give you a mortgage. And if that gets worse, that can change whether you'll have a mortgage or not. And then number five is overlooking government-backed loan options. So the government does have a lot of programs that help, especially in the mortgage realm, such as FHA, USDA, VA, are all government-backed loans that certain people can take advantage of. Let me turn the screen around and I'll go through the last five with you so you can see what I got. Okay, let's go to number six, which is underestimating the total cost of home ownership. Underestimating the total cost of home ownership is so important, because a lot of people go, hooray, I bought this house, but I have to sink $10,000 into a bathroom because it's got a leaky faucet or whatever, and there's always going to be problems with a house when you purchase it for the first time. Number seven is not budgeting for closing costs. This one's a little tougher because closing costs can vary depending on the real estate attorney, but a good real estate agent should be able to give you a roundabout idea of what your closing costs are going to be. Number eight is making too small of a down payment. If you make too small of a down payment, you will pay a lot more interest. So everybody really wants to pay the 20% so they don't have to pay PMI or private mortgage insurance. But most people end up having to pay PMI, but so it's not a bad thing. But your PMI is higher if you don't put as much down. Number nine is only focusing on the home. when you're there's so many other financial things that you have that go on in your life that you should definitely think about before you just purchase a home and you're only focusing on purchasing the home without taking a lot of things into account. And my number 10 and last mistake is not getting your own home inspection. I personally, as a realtor, have always and will always tell the buyer to get a home inspection done on a house. Do not ever buy a house without getting your own home inspector to look it over. So here's the 10. I'll give you a second to read them all. Okay, and I want to show you one more slide. Well, I'll keep this up. Let me let's see. Let me go to one more slide briefly just to show you something interesting. Oh, there it was. Bam. Bam. No. Oh yeah, this is it. The most difficult part of purchasing for home buyers. So, number 1 is finding the right property. Number 2 would be at 19% was paperwork. Number 3 was at 13% understanding the process and steps. Number 4 at 18% was saving for a down payment. And number 5 at 8% was getting a mortgage. I just thought you might find these interesting because they are difficult. They can be difficult parts of the purchasing process for a home buyer. Anyway, that's all.